I don't know whether the order's been signed or not. My instructions to Mr. Grabsky are to follow the instructions of his criminal counsel. I'm not representing him in that matter.
I understand. Just wanted to make the record clear.
Okay.
Ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Henderson, you would raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me God.
Thank you.
Would you state your full name for the record, please?
Alan Scott Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, I'm Joe Little, and I represent the plaintiffs in this matter. And I will be asking you some questions. If you don't understand my question, please ask me to clarify. And if you get fatigued or something, just let me know, and we'll take a break. What is your official residence?
4561 Clear Lake Drive, Gainesville, Florida.
And are you employed by the city of Alachua?
I am
And what is your position?
Deputy City Clerk.
And who is your immediate supervisor?
Clovis Watson, City Manager, City Clerk.
And what is your function in regard to elections in the city of Alachua?
I run the actual elections under the direction of the City Clerk, guided by the City Charter and Florida election laws.
Now, what have you done to prepare for this deposition?
Collected this material and waited.
And whom have you discussed this deposition with?
These two attorneys.
With Mr. Watson?
No.
Tara Henderson?
No.
With Diane Morgan?
No.
Mayor Calderwood?
No.
Have you read any of the depositions that have been taken in this case?
Have not seen one, have not read one.
And you brought a number of documents with you this morning. Is
Yes.
that correct? And can you describe for us what you have?
I have all absentee voter logs or lists of inscriptions compiled and maintained during the 2006 city election election. We have compiled records.
Excuse me, could you slow down? The court reporter's
Oh,
taking
I'm
all
sorry.
the
All opened absentee ballot mailing envelopes. All photocopies of signatures on absentee ballot mailing envelopes made de facto to Alachua County Supervisor of Elections. All copies of reports and other material provided to me by precincts, and all ballots from the election voters for provisional absentee unused.
Now, we were told that there is was a 3-ring binder that was being used during the election to record information about absentee ballots. Is that correct?
It was an aid, and it was part of the way we did it. We did it, as I said before, with notes, stickies, word of mouth, because there were two of us, and sometimes, not very often, a third person would take care of it.
And where is that 3-ring binder now?
Probably assimilated back into the earth, because it was disposed of along with all the other miscellaneous parts that went to compile the final listing.
You don't presently have possession of it. Is that what
No.
you're telling me? It's been destroyed?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Henderson, you just gave your oath. You are aware that you're under an oath to tell truth in this deposition, are you not?
Yes.
Okay. Are you a registered voter in the city of Alachua?
No, sir, I do not live correct in that register.
Now, during the election for city officials in the spring of 2006, the absentee ballots could be voted in your office. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you encouraged some citizens who came to City Hall for other reasons to vote absentee, did you not?
No,
Did others do so, to your knowledge?
not to my knowledge.
You have no knowledge of Mr. Watson's doing that?
No, sir.
Did you or your staff telephone various people and encourage them to come in and vote absentee?
No, sir.
Now, you're aware of the Willett Dixon matter, are you not?
No, sir.
You're aware that Willett Dixon has told a number of people about her absentee voting experience, including Michael Canny and Charles Grabsky, who are here, and Lewis Washington and others.
I know no details of this. I mean, I've heard her name before, basically.
Do you know any generalities of this?
Only that she had the meeting with those people, and she also had a meeting with the city manager. That's the only thing I know.
Do you recall the circumstances or the occasion on which Willett Dixon voted?
I don't know the person I do not know the person. If you would put it in front of me now, I could not name her Willett Dixon.
Are you aware that Willett Dixon came to the City Hall on Election Day or the day before, and Mr. Watson suggested that she vote?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
And are you aware that Mr. Watson suggested she vote for James Lewis?
No, sir, I'm not aware of it.
And are you aware that when Willett Dixon came out of your office that Mr. Watson asked her if she voted for the second man on the list?
No, sir.
No.
Okay.
Do you recall an occasion in which a person came back in and said, I voted for the wrong person, and you took the vote that had been voted and tore it up and gave her a new one?
There, to my recollection, there may have been a couple of spoil ballots in the entire process. I do not know who they were.
A spoil ballot is one thing. I'm asking about a question in a case in which a person, in fact, had voted and the vote had been put in the voting box, and you took it out and tore it up and gave her a new ballot.
One person said, I believe, I don't recall more than that I think I voted for the wrong person. And I give her or he the ballot. They opened it, and I guess they confirmed that they had made a mistake, and they said, may I have another ballot? I said, yes, there's no ballot. I think, other than that, I don't recall it.
You took the ballot out of the ballot box, didn't you?
I don't remember if it was, if they came, no, I don't know. It could have been in or out. Could have been on the desk, could have been in the ballot box. Do not recall it.
Could have been either one.
Could have been either.
And this is not a spoiled ballot, is it?
I beg your pardon?
This is not a spoiled ballot.
To my understanding, it's a spoil ballot.
You gave the person a new ballot and the person voted again, is that correct?
That's what would have happened.
And you tore up the other ballot.
Tore or put it in the FC ballot miscellaneous box? I don't remember.
And you made no record of this occasion.
No, I did not.
And you do have an obligation, do you not, to account for every ballot?
Yes, I do. To myself, as far as
ballot, the